Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today discuss in programming in C++ topic constructors. What is a constructor? It is a member function which initializes a class. C++ provides a special member function called the constructor. A constructor has the same name as the class itself and no return type. A constructor is a special member function whose task is to initialize the object of its class. Why it is special? Because its name, class name, and the same name as the member function name. The constructors is invoked whenever an object of its associated class is created. Why are called constructor? It constructs the value of data members of the class. Example, class keyword, class name add. Open brace, two sections, private and public. In this example, provide default is called integer m comma n as data members. Public colon, public is a keyword, add member function. That means in the example, class name add, member function name same as called constructor. Add class name and member function name add. That means it is a constructor. Define the member function. Class name add, scope resolution operator, member function name add, initialize the mn value. When a class contains a constructor, it is guaranteed that an object created by the class will be initialized automatically. In main program, into main, just you have to declare object, class name A is a object, automatically initialize the value. Not only create the object of type add, but also initialize in its data members m and n0. Okay. Characters of constructors. The list of the characters. Also called rules of constructors. Not only creates the object A of type add, but also initialize its data members m, and m is a integer data, n is integer data to 0. Add is a class that should be declared in public section. It is must. They should be declared in the public section. They are invoked automatically when the objects are created. It is a special point of constructor. They do not have return types. What is mean return types? Integer return, data type, return type, integer, float, char, not even void, and they cannot return a value. They cannot be inherited. That means inheritance concept, subclass, base class, derived class, single inheritance, multi inheritance, etc. So a derived class can be called the class base class constructor. Like other C++ functions, constructors can have default arguments. Data pass int space a comma int space b comma. Okay, constructor cannot be virtual. We cannot refer to their addresses. No argument, no call by reference passing in this constructor concept. An object with a constructor or destructor cannot be used as a member of a union. Member function not supported in constructors. They make implicit calls to the operators new and delete when memory allocation is required. New and delete is a memory allocation operators. There are called dynamic operators. Types of constructors: parameterized constructor, multiple constructors in a class, constructor with default arguments, copy constructors, dynamic constructor. The first one, parameterized. First of all, parameterized construct means you have to pass arguments. Parameter means you have to pass arguments. Int a, comma int b. A is a parameter, b is a parameter. Okay. It may be necessary to initialize the various data elements of different objects with different values when they are created. This is achieved by passing arguments to the constructor function when the objects are created. The constructors that can be arguments are called parameterized constructor. Example, last example of program, add class name and same member function name called constructor. Parameter means in this example using parameter to data pass. Parameter means member function name, open bracket, some data type, comma other data type, close bracket, semicolon. You have passing parameter means two data passing, integer, x data pass, x is a parameter, y is a parameter. Okay, now m equal to x, that means you have in 10, x value 10, y value 20 means the data are passing m equal to 10, n equal to y. Okay, it's also called parameterized constructor. Second, multiple constructors in a class. More than one constructor in a single class, more than one. For example, in a class, last example, only one constructor used. In this program, three member function are used. First one example, no argument. Another example, two arguments, that is member function name, add int, two data are passing. Third one, three arguments, add member function name, int comma int comma int. That means more than one is called multiple constructor. Example of multiple constructor: class name add, Same name add in member function is called constructor. Okay. Constructor 1, constructor 2, constructor 3. Same name. Constructor 1, no argument. Constructor 2, 2 argument. Constructor 3, object are passed. The first constructor receive no argument. That means no argument, empty. Second constructor receive two integer values, a and b. Third constructor object as a argument. Okay. In this single program, using three member functions are called multiple constructors. Okay, next one, default arguments. It is possible to define constructor with default arguments. Example, consider complex function name. You have pass the data, some argument, float, real argument, float image equal to 0. That means the default value, the argument image is 0. You have to initialize the value in argument section. Second example, complex is a constructor C1 as an object 5.0. Assign the value 5.0 to the real number, and next image 0. Okay. That example, complex C2 is a object. You have assigned two numbers, float numbers, 2 and 3. It means you have to assign the two values. The value, the real value is 2.0 and image value is 3. In case default constructor, you assign A is a constructor, scope resolution operator, A is a member function. That means it's also called default constructor. Another example, you have declared a class name A, scope resolution operator, member function name A, initialize a value integer equal to 0. Default argument is. The default argument constructor can be called with either one argument or no argument. When called with no arguments, it become default constructor. Okay. Next one, very important concept in constructor, copy constructor. A copy constructor is used to declare and initialize an object from another object. Copy constructor copy from one object to another object. Example, integer as a constructor. The integer is a constructor. Integer is a class name and a member function name. To pass I as an object name, copied integer I2 to I1 or integer I2 equal to I1. That means this data object passed into integer. The process of initializing through a copy constructor is known as a copy initialization. First statement, I2 equal to I1 will not be invoke the copy constructor. If I1 and I2 are object, this statement is legal and assign the value of I1 to I2 member by member. Next one, dynamic constructors. The constructors can also be used to allocate memory while creating object. This will enable the system to allocate the right amount of memory for each object when The object are not of the same size. Allocation of memory to objects at the same time of their constructor known as a dynamic constructors of object. The memory is created with the help of the new operator. Dynamic constructor invoked in runtiming. Next topic is distractors. Already you have to create a constructor means constructor allocate the objects. Destructor means destruct the object. That means release or delete the object in memory location. A destructor is used to destroy or delete the objects that have been created by a constructor. Like constructor, the destructor is a member function whose name is the same as the class name, but it's preceded by the tilde symbol. Same syntax in the as a class destructor. You have to add tilde symbol. Destructor mainly focused on destroy the objects in memory location. A destructor never takes any arguments or does not it retain any value. No argument integer as a destructor. Okay, it will be invoked implicitly by the compiler upon exit from the program to clean up storage that is no longer accessible. It is a main point of destructors. It is a good practice to declare destructors in your program since it releases memory space for further use. Okay, thank you.